Hello, how is everyone doing this evening? I double checking because I felt like my settings got changed, but they didn't. All right, it's a little bright in here, it's a little yellow in here, and that's because I normally turn off some of the lights in the office when I do this, but I decided not to do it today because this is more or less a pop-up. I am streaming because out of habit, I stream on Tuesday nights and sitting here all by my lonesome while I am I'm trying to get some work done and everything. It's driving me nuts because I am normally talking to y'all. So, hello, Stephanie. How are you doing tonight? I hope you are doing well. All right, so this is going to be a weird week, and I'm going to be doing my regular streams tomorrow night, and the hubby and I will actually be doing a chat stream, hangout stream on Friday on Christmas. And I know Glory Writes the Blues is going to be there, and I don't know who else is going to be there, but we just wanted to do some hangouts and stuff. And I'm just having one of those days where sitting alone in my office is just not a healthy thing for me to be doing. So I am talking to the internet. I'm glad that you are that you at least think you're doing pretty good. I am not, but what else is new? Let's see. Yes, this is a surprise. I didn't know if Heather was streaming today, and since she didn't schedule a stream and I didn't get an invite for a stream and she's not currently streaming, I'm assuming she's not streaming today. And my mind does not handle change well. Once I set a schedule, it likes me to keep that schedule. So I thought, why not push on and do a stream myself? Hello, CB. How are you doing today? Alrighty. So today is going to be a special day in that I think I'm going to actually switch. I think I'm actually going to switch what project I'm working on. I am not abandoning the fantasy project, but my brain's just not working with it, and that's a problem. And my brain's not working with any of the projects that I'm wanting to work on, to be quite honest and frank about things right now. But at the same time, trying to take time off and just watch some stuff and chat online and hang out and relax is not working for me. I have this deep, desperate need in me to do something creative right now. So I have pulled back out the little bitty black book. It's not really a big black book. I just showed you the name of it. I wasn't going to say the name. Ooh, I wonder if anybody caught that. I forgot that I wrote the names on the spine in silver marker so I could find them easy. So I pulled out the book here, which has a fully outlined sci-fi project in it that I want to be working on. I've talked about this one a little bit in the past. I actually have 8 novellas planned out for the first run of this story. I am very excited about it, and I want to see if I can get into kind of a creative place and get some stuff done. It would be lovely if that's a thing that can happen. And for anybody who's in the Streamlinks group, I did share a link to this, to the StreamYard, if you want to come join me. And that is so awesome, Nikki. I can't wait for you to get there. After the stream yesterday, Glory and I had a long talk about subscriber counts and how we don't like thinking about subscriber counts, but since so many of the tools that they're releasing are for people with 1,000 subs or more, you kind of can't help but think about subscriber counts, which is frustrating. But yeah, I hope that you get there. I can't wait to see what you change the name of your channel to. What are you going to do with that special power there? Hello, Laura. Trying to make your first ever D&D-esque characters for your family to play a Stranger Things D&D Lite. That is awesome. I'm surprised Stranger Things didn't make a Cypher game. A lot of TV shows have been putting up free Cypher versions. Carnival Row did one, which was a lot of fun to play with and also had a lot of fun lore and maps in it. But they actually put it out as a way to try to get people into it. Cypher is a really easy system for people to learn how to play to, which is one of the reasons why the games that I'm developing are all built in Cypher, at least for the moment. But yeah, that's fun. Yeah, see, it's more that, like, I call it fire in the brain. Like, I can feel like there's a creative urge in here, but I've tried the music. That didn't work. I actually made a video today already. It's scheduled to go out at 8. So I know it's not that I want to do that. I don't know what it is. I've been trying to work on my world building all day, and it's just not happening. So I'm going to try working on some other things. CB is reading. You have taken this week off from planning and writing and clarinet. You'll be back to it all as of Monday. Well, that's cool. And then it comes to clarinet. See, when it comes to clarinet, you're going to be viciously cracking the whip. I know the feeling there. Okay, so I am going to be doing some sprints like we've normally been doing them. I don't even know if we're going to do like full, we may go like full Pomodoro today in a way, in that I don't know that we're going to have 10 minutes of talk in between. It depends on how talkative y'all are and how talkative I am, because, there's a lot that, there's a lot going on in my brain, but I have my I have my orange spice tea over here because I thought that sounded lovely. And you know what? It is. So I've been sipping on that. And we'll see if anything comes of this. Because, like I said, then in a lot of ways, the nice thing about this is I already know the setting fairly well. And yeah, I really want to write this. I think, I don't know, we'll see. We will see if story actually flows. But I will give you all one thing. Do you want to do 20 or 25s? Because since I'm thinking of being more Pomodoro today, once we actually get into it, I'm thinking of going like full on 25-5, 25-5, 25-5. So do any of you have an opinion about that? Because if that's going to be too much, speak now or forever hold your peace. Because, I should have the straight up YouTube chat open over here, which I didn't do before we started. That way I don't have to wait on StreamYard, because StreamYard can sometimes take forever. So if you hear my voice for a second, actually, you're going to hear nothing for just 1 second, because as soon as this actually starts loading, there we go. I'm going to mute this so you don't hear me twice. There we go. And I got it paused. Alrighty. So I actually have the live YouTube chat over there, and I do not see any times in there. So I'm going to do 25. And Carrie says, hello, you're playing with stickers and washi tape. That's awesome. In your planners tonight, you wrapped your husband's Christmas presents, fed the child, and now you're relaxing. See, that's what I'm hoping this is going to be, is relaxing, because everything that I've done today has been the opposite of that. Woke up to a very dysphoric day. had kind of a very dysphoric day yesterday, and today it's been rather soul crushing. And what I found for me is the best way to get through that is to find a way to do something that is self affirming. And the thing that is most self affirming for me is being creative. So that's my goal for the stream. And you know what? We'll see in just a minute. I may put up my screen like I've been doing on the solo streams. I don't know. We'll see, because I'm going to be working in Scrivener, and we'll have to see if that it's going to be a little bit. So I mean, if you suddenly notice that my screen is my things on screen, I may do that, but I do not know. Alrighty, so I am going to set a timer. I'm going to be doing this like I've been doing. This machine's really good. That's fine. Okay, so before anything else weird happens, I'm going to set a timer for 25 minutes and maybe check the internet connection, because that was weird. Anywho, I will, you know the deal. Take care of yourselves. We'll be back in 25. Beep, beep, beep. Hello. I'm sorry, I watched my mute button go muted, unmuted, unmuted, muted, unmuted, muted, unmuted, no muted. Over and over again. I think something's weird with my computer right now. All the joys and fun of that. Hoping it's not the interwebs. I'm hoping it's just like an intermittent thingy. So, how did everything?
Hope so.
The internet was down this morning when I got up, and that was not happy making. So, y'all saw how because I put my screen up, and yeah, this story, it's not flowing as fast as I want it to because of two reasons. One, a friend of mine actually from New York texted me during the sprint, and I was responding between. So I would like type a little bit on the story, respond to that, type a little bit on the story, respond to that, back and forth, and doing the little dance. Which is fun because I miss my friends so much. I may need to restart this machine. I don't know what's going on. Anywho, I did get started. This is actually the second time I've tried to write this story, which is really frustrating because it's one of the few times I've actually freaking outlined. But I wrote the first chapter and absolutely hated it. And I saved it. It's if anybody was actually watching my screen, you actually noticed at a moment where I forgot a name and actually went down to the old draft and brought it back up to the new draft because I forgot a place name. So there's that. But yeah, it feels good to actually be drafting. I'm just because I've either been making videos or I've been making videos. I was going to say world building, but let's be honest, I haven't really been world building this month. I've made a lot of videos. Anything else? But how did you
have made quite a few videos. I worked on I've watched you write for a while, and then I was like, I should probably get to writing myself. And then I started working on my outline. I was stuck for a little while, but I finally figured out what's going to happen in this scene that I need to completely trash because it's just so bad.
Ooh, that's exciting when you actually figure something out.
Yeah, I've been working on this all day, so I'm glad I finally have a breakthrough.
Yeah, I don't know what to do when it's just me on stream, and I'm just like, and I especially because you can see with it just being me, I'm still like all janky right now because the laptop's being a bicha, and like I can't put the timers up, so it's like I feel like there should be something. There should be something. So that's why I've started trying that out, which is fun because now anybody that's here on the super secret surprise stream actually knows the name of the story that I'm working on. On there. But I still haven't broken my rule. I have not said it out loud on the stream. Because that was kind of my thing. Let's go to the chat and see how everybody's doing. Oh, wow. A lot of people showed up. Hello. So Maggie is here. Hello, Maggie. Hello, Cliftina.
Hello.
How are you doing? Pineapple's here. I'm sorry. I'm going to get over it. I'm going to get over it. I'm going to be better. I'm going to get better. I'm sorry. Hello, B.A. Baracus. How are you doing today? Megan is here. What a surprise.
Ooh, decorating cookies.
Yeah, I was debating between continuing to watch Kat stream Stardew Valley and watching Word Stitch is doing a cheesecake stream right now where the various stages, various sprints are governed by how long each stage of the cheesecake making process takes, which is brilliant, by the way. I kudos for that. And then I was just like, I am actually wanting to get something done, and I'm just watching everybody do things. if I don't pull away, that, and I may or may not have had a long conversation with a complete stranger on the internet about dysphoria and trans rights. And that's when I went, this is absolutely not the work that I wanted to be doing today. So it was a good discussion. It was a wonderful discussion. We commiserated. We had very similar days, which is a sadness. But that's not... I went its story. I got my video done for today, this morning, right away. Got up, got in here, got it done, got it scheduled. It's coming out at 8 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock Eastern. And I was like, yes, done. I can be creative and do things all day. And then just watch live streams and chat. So, hello, Jenny. How are you doing? Let's see, swinging in for thumbs up, the like button. That's very much appreciated. It helps out a lot. Nikki says, I wish I can do the screen share thing on Discord. I still can't figure it out. It can be a little bit iffy on things. I've noticed that because I've actually streamed some of the game stuff on Discord, and I had a very disastrous Slime Rancher run on Discord the other day, which was very fun to watch because somehow I ran past both of the Gordos I was looking for twice and didn't see them. I have no idea how I managed to do that. Because not only did I not see them, but I couldn't hear them because they make sound. One sings and the other has really bad 80s rock music playing behind them. And somehow ran past them twice. So I showed how good I am. It was I wouldn't have found him if it wasn't for the fact that I got fed up, loaded Twitter, and saw a screenshot, and I was like, but that was the first place I went. That was literally the first place I went, and didn't see him, and then ran over the entire map, and then went back and oh, there he is. Nice. Maggie says, I had to bring the baby goats in and put them in the laundry room because it's supposed to be 10 Fahrenheit in the morning. Oh,
that's cold.
That is cold. We're in a weird weather thing at the moment. I don't know what it's doing outside because I haven't looked because I don't want to know. But it's supposed to be raining in the not too distant future. But the temperature in the house has gone up significantly, which is both at the equal parts welcomed because it's no longer chilly in here. But on the other side makes me go, oh, don't let there be storms. Because that's usually what that means. Nikki says, you're trying to find writing prompts for Vampire Academy, but couldn't find any. I never read any of the Vampire Academy books, and they made one movie, didn't they? Or did they make more? I remember there being I remember that they did a movie because I used to religiously watch Project Runway because I have a problem. Tim Gunn is my guru, and
I love Tim Gunn.
And I remember there was an episode where they actually did, I think, the red carpet dress for one of the actors from the Vampire Academy movie. But that's what I'm basing that memory on. It's an episode of Project Runway, and not that the movie actually happened. So take that for what it's worth. But I think they did a movie. Still reading. I actively thought about that, but I don't like mixing my books, and we have been going through the audiobooks for The Witcher, which my review for the first Witcher book came out yesterday. Spoiler alert. And we started the second book yesterday, and spoiler alert, still love it. Really, really good. The first two books were turned into the first season of the Netflix show. So if you have seen the Netflix show, you have a rough idea of some of the events that take place in them. Though, unless something changes radically before we finish this book, most of the Yennefer stuff they added. Because while she's in the books, and they added a lot, like Jasker appears in the TV show a lot more than he does in the book, though I kind of like Dandelion, the book version of Jasker, a little bit better because he's a little bit bawdier, and like I love the idea of every time like he's about to die, he's just like, but can't we just like make Whoopi instead? And like I just love his like eternal optimism that he is so sexy to everyone that they would rather get down and do the nasty than actually kill him. Like he's wrong. He's usually wrong. Like so far he's been consistently wrong, but I just love that overinflated ego of like, why are you doing terrible things to me when we could be doing terrible things to each other? And I'm just like, Dandelion, I love you. I want to have that sense of confidence of like, I'm tied up, you're threatening to kill me, you just like shattered my loot, but hey, you know, why don't we just do the sexy? Like beautiful character, wonderfully done. Spence says, I went to do a pie or bread stream like that sometime. Yeah, that I actually like I almost had a moment of, oh, consider that stolen, because that is such a nifty idea. And yeah, but then I'd have to set up a camera in my kitchen and make sure my kitchen's like presentable enough to be on camera, because like I'm gonna cook in it to like make sure all of the things that the cats have drug into the floor and found from all over the place are like completely cleaned up and like
Ooh.
Whew. That's that's a thing. Nikki says, yeah, they made one movie and it really upset you that they didn't make any more. I did not see the movie. I think it's on one of the streaming services though, so I'll have to check. But which is surprising that I haven't seen it, because usually you just say vampire and I'm like, when? But I have gotten very far behind. I am so surprised. Let's see. You just want a kitchen that you can move around in first. Yeah, I keep thinking about, like, every time you describe your kitchen, I just think about the kitchen that we had in Oakland, where we were both in the, like, it was basically a slot that one person could fit in, and one person like half the size of me or my husband could slip into, but we had to make do. And there was a moment where we were both in there. There was a mild earthquake, and we both dove for the same cabinet that had the plate in it, because the child safe doors were unlocking and we didn't want to have another plate break, so we both dove for it at the same time to like keep the door shut so the plates didn't fall out, and kind of squished ourselves together in one of those sitcom moments of like, and how do we get back out of this? Like we kind of wedged ourselves into the kitchen for a little bit and had to do a lot of like shimmy shakes. And I think at one point we ended up doing like a weird version of the hokey pokey to like figure it out. Okay, so everything's opposite day. So I'm gonna put my right foot out, you're gonna put your left foot out, and then just gonna wiggle. Okay, now this is we finally got out because it was so tiny. I'm pretty sure one of our cats could have gotten stuck in there if they tried hard enough. But yeah, every time you mention your kitchen, I just think about that. East Bay apartment living. Though I have to say, our apartment was a palace compared to most of our friends' apartments, because we didn't mind living in the bad part of town. So our apartment was like lavish. Like the sad thing is like because when I moved here to help with the folks, I inherited a house that my grandfather built, because he built a lot of property around here. And the room that I am currently in is about half the size of our apartment in Oakland. Like the room that we're setting up to be the hubby's workshop in my office is literally like half the size of our apartment in Oakland. Yeah, if not maybe a little bit bigger. So it feels really weird being in this space. So before we continue, because I actually got some words and kind of want to play around with that a little bit more. Yeah, yeah. Like we have our most of our married life is like, if you could imagine if there was a gothic version of either the Dick Van Dyke Show or I Love Lucy. Like just kind of alternate episodes of those, but like make it Gomez and Morticia Adams instead of the regular characters, but like similar events, just Gomez and Morticia Adams. That's kind of been our marriage. Much more the Dick Van Dyke Show, and I'm definitely the Mary. But with the exception of I'm the clumsy one. So like anytime Dick Van Dyke would have fallen down, that would have been me. The hubby was a football player. He actually has balance. Yeah. We have a lot of like really happy memories from being there. It was my heart. Okay. So since I'm no longer alone, I was doing 25-minute sprints because it was just me and I could do whatever the hell I wanted. So do you want to go? I know you prefer 20s. So,
25 works. 25 is fine with me.
Okay. Because I gave the chat. So all of you in chat are like, why does Megan get to be the decider? I gave you all the option before, and y'all said nothing. It wasn't here yet. So Megan becomes the decider. By the way, I tagged you in my video that comes out today.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'll have to make sure I watch the ending then, so I see.
Yeah. Grunkle Sage tagged me in the 2020. I can't remember what it's called. There's the 2020 look back tag or something like that. It's basically, here, you've now been challenged to say something nice about 2020. Go. It was painful. I recorded a 30-minute video that was narrowed down to a 13-minute video.
Oh my goodness.
Because I went off on a lot of not appropriate for the for the tag tangent. Yeah, the 2020 takeaway tag. And you're supposed to tag 3 people at the end. And I was like, you've had such a like crazy 2020. I would love to hear your
I have no idea what I'd put for the video. I'm gonna have to think about it.
The nice thing is it's got questions, so you just answer the questions. Yeah, it's one of those tags where you just answer the questions, and yeah. But I was trying to think of like who do I think would have some of the most interesting answers, and I almost tagged this one, but I would have been like, yes, but it has to be the Baby Goat edition. Like just baby goats, like nothing else. Just be like, I'm doing the tag, and because Charlie said I have to do stuff about baby goats. Yeah, our apartment was like trash, and it was in a very bad neighborhood. Like the hubby found out very quickly that I was right, and he shouldn't leave stuff out in the courtyard because, like, you turned your back, like you could do a pirouette and they would disappear. Like it was magic. Because we were in a bad part of town, but I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It was magic. Grunkle Sage. Hey, Sage willingly adopted that title on the stream the other day, and I'm like, that is like the most appropriate. Yes. You can be Grunkle and I'll be Granty. And then I was like, that sounds really stupid. So no, you're just Grunkle. Alrighty. So is it all right if do you want me to not put the thing up or
not put what thing up? Oh, it's fine.
That thing.
I enjoy watching it, so.
Alrighty. So eh, I don't really. I, as I was saying earlier, I've had a very bad day today, and it's mostly just been social dysphoria stuff. Like I am fine. It's just well-meaning people who think that they're showing their allyship and constantly and consistently misgendering me in a way that makes me feel like they don't even really know who I am. Kind of a day.
Mm.
Like, you're being very, very nice in the most hurtful way possible, that I don't know how to explain that to you without hurting your feelings.
Oh, tough social situations.
Yes. And so my brain is like in that place. So I, y'all know how to take care of yourself, hopefully by now, especially since a lot of you are just reading fanfic. So, which honestly, I kind of want to be there, but David Bowie's The Man Who Sold the World just started playing, and I got stories to write. So let's just get going. See you back here in 25 minutes. Beepity beep, beepity beep, beepity beep, beepity beep, beepity beep. So I spent most of that chatting to my brother from another mother. Because we've both been having a year of it. I'm really curious to see how he responds because I just invited him on the stream if he wants to come on the stream. So that would be like,
Oh, that'll
awesome.
be fun.
I don't know if he'll do that or not, but you know, I think it would be fun. I've got a draft of his book that I'm not going to say the name of because I don't know how much he wants people that he hasn't told about it to know about it, but I'm just saying I fell head over heels in love with it. He is such a good writer. I really like. He runs a local. He lives in upstate New York. He runs a local writers group, and I've been trying to get him involved in this stuff. Like an AuthorTube channel or not, I was like,
Oh yeah.
we do like writing sessions on the stream, and it would be wonderful to actually have you with us. So hopefully, why I'm like checking my phone because like if it's that way if I get the hey, why don't you send me a go ahead and send me a link, I can do that. That would be fun. What did you get up to?
I finished working on the part of my outline that I had figured out the stuff for, so I wrote that all out. It ended up being a lot longer than I expected, so it's going to be a long chapter, I think. And so now I'm working on the next chapter. I just started chapter 5.
Did you say the other day that you just started reading Anatomy of a Story?
I'm reading quite a few books. I've downloaded a whole bunch of ebooks from my library and a few audiobooks. So I'm listening and reading to quite a bit of stuff. So I think I'm reading
John
The
Truby?
Anatomy of Story by, yeah, that's who it
really
is.
like
So yeah,
that
I'm
book.
reading that book.
I have not actually. One of these days, I'm actually going to try the method that he had in there. It augmented the way I thought about a lot of things, but I didn't actually try. I actually made a workbook. Like I actually took the time and like made a workbook to do everything that he says to do in there, and maybe I'll do it with the fantasy book I'm working on because I haven't started really outlining that. I'm still doing all the world building, so I might actually try it with that and see how I like it as a method. But I agree with Laura Wrights, who did a kind of 2 takedown reviews of that book. It is a very academic book in a lot of ways. It's extremely proscriptive, and I don't think it's the only way to write a story.
Mm-hmm.
I really disagree with that tone that he takes in the book of like, if you actually want to write something that people will read.
Yeah, he does do a lot of that.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of, if you actually want people to care, this is the only way to do it. And like, no, it's an interesting way. Like the idea that you brought up, that is an interesting way that I had not really considered, but but I was mainly partially asking because I was curious if you were trying to fold some of that in, because I've been trying to find somebody who's actually like tried. Like I've met a lot of people who have read the book.
Mm-hmm.
I have yet to meet somebody who has tried the book.
Yeah, I think the problem is because I didn't start the way he wanted. It's a little hard to apply some of the stuff since I've already written the whole story. It's kind of hard to apply some of what he's talking about because right now he's talking about how you have to have a premise and it has to be a strong premise and other stuff.
I basically took a lot of his stuff about premise and took it and added it to the way that I use Blake Snyder's Save the Cat, which at least Tessa understands what I mean by that because she went back and read Blake's book on my recommendation was like, why is everybody talking about the other one? I'm like, I know, right? Like, but yeah, I kind of augmented how because I'm big on having a premise, and so that's what I use the Save the Cat genres for. Is once I have a general idea, I will actually feed it through the formula for several genres and try to see what the story wants to be. And I took some of John Truby's ideas and kind of augmented my system for doing that. But this is one of the things that I'm wanting to work on next year is my confidence level. And while I don't necessarily want to be exactly as confident as he is, because I think he's just a bit overconfident, I would like some of that overconfidence. Like, yes, I know what I'm doing. Yay! That would be wonderful. That would make me very happy. Let's see. Hello, Rosalind. How are you doing? Hello, Eva. Oh, you're not late. This was not scheduled. This was me like realizing, oh wait, I don't think Heather's doing one tonight, and my brain going, wait, are you writing on a stream? You're supposed to be writing on a stream because like schedules and I get stuck in them. I'm very much a person of habit, and I figured I could either continue commiserating about bad things that happened with people in chats on other streams, or I could just run one of my own and try to like have a positive day. So that's what I'm doing. If you're looking at my Redbubble store, yes, that is my art that is on the Redbubble. That's art for the Dragons of Night setting, which is the one that I have most of this year. I spent writing stuff that hopefully will be coming out next year. For that, I've got a couple I got a couple novels worth of novellas written this year in that setting. But yeah, that's my art, and I mention it from time to time. Like, I love the Mother Soteria. Like, I really want to get the Mother Soteria phone case. Like, I haven't ordered it yet because I keep telling myself, like, this phone is so old, I really need to get a new one, but like money. And I'm just like, when I get the new phone, I'll get that Mother Soteria phone case because I want that. I like, that's one of the things that when I like put it up in the store, I was like, oh, I want that. I want it so bad because I love her, and I think that picture of her looks amazing, if I do say so myself. I'm glad that you like it. I think my Redbubble is linked in the description box. I intended to put the link to it in the description box. I don't know that I actually did that, but it was my intent to do so. But I will say, as far as like the fantasy setting I'm working on, I am low key in the background working on a bunch of Tugwaddle art because I may have gotten obsessed. Like, I have about 2,000 words about the Tugwaddles that's all going to like go up in mass in a couple days as I get it finished, because I'm kind of round robin writing a bunch of stuff about them. And basically I'm writing a short novella about how awesome the Tugwaddles are, and kind of also like making some pictures and stuff that I don't know if they're going to be in the articles, but they will be appearing places because they're my new like joy. Let's see. Maggie says, a huntsman's honor, heart, hatred, horror. The 4 prequel series is now uploaded and staged for pre-sale. Awesome.
Woo.
You're happy with formatting and newly written or rewritten chapters. That's really cool. That's a really hard thing to do. I know that because I'm doing it myself with a couple projects right now that like, because I don't even want to call like the chain, which is still up for order right now. And I think Eva, actually I know Eva bought it because she put quotes in that one night from it. That book, when it gets re-released, is not really the same book anymore, even though like the plot didn't really change, but the entire beginning is different because a character got cut out. Remus Pennybell got cut out of that draft because I don't know, I was stupid and thought there were too many characters and too much going on. And in my taking out some of the meanness that I feel like is in that book, Remus is coming back. So a lot of deleted chapters have been rewritten. Like, there's a good, like, 4,000 words of Nathan in Philadelphia before he goes home. And if, for anybody who's read the book, Eva, like, the first chapter is, I'm coming home. And, like, a couple hundred words later, he's home. In the book that exists, like, we actually have his adventures in Philadelphia before he heads back to Maryland. And that's, of course, when he asks Castle to come join him and ends up spending the night at Remus's house for about a week. And yeah, we also get to see the celebration of one of my favorite holidays from the setting, which got cut from the book and is now no longer cut. So I'm very excited, but I don't know what to do because it's not really like I pulled it down and fixed it up a lot. Like, a lot is being rewritten and expanded on and completely changed. And so, like, it's basically a brand new book. But I am going to put it out as a second edition. Mainly because it's my understanding if I do that, people who bought the first edition get the digital for the first edition get the second edition for free.
Nice. That would be nice.
So, because I don't want to have people to have to pay twice because I was an idiot in the closet and not understanding who I was and writing a book basically saying, no, stay in the closet. It's good. The closet is safe. The closet is warm. Stay in the closet. Not the message I intended the book to have. I'm the only person who has seen that message in the book, but I can't see anything else. And when I started working on book 2 in that series, I was like, oh God, no. Oh God, no. And so I need to get all of the, like, but the closet is cozy message out of that book. And then book 2 will happen. Woo! Okay, if anybody's doing the drinking game, the chat just like major jump. Okay. Hello, Eva in BC. Wait, BC's here? Did I miss BC?
No, she got the letters miss.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see that. CB. Okay. I got confused. I was like, how did I miss BC? Like, I tried to scroll back, but I'm bad at it. So, you know. So I think you're like going through the Redbubble right now. Okay. Yeah, I picked Redbubble because I was told that they had some of the better quality merchandise out there, and that's why I went with them. Because I listened to people when I asked. Yeah, half my old back catalog is like Tone Issues. Yeah, feel it. See, you're reading 10 BS medical tropes that need to die today and want to and what to rate instead. Ooh, that's interesting. I generally try to avoid medical issues in most of my stories just because I know how bad like most medical stories are, because I have a lot of my friends are doctors because we own a Ponzi restaurant, y'all. Like, if you haven't gotten that from the conversation, like, most of the people that dine at our restaurants are doctors and lawyers and such. And so I know a lot of them. And you're a writer? Please tell me you've never done this in your story. Like, that's like the first words out of their mouth when they find out that I'm a writer. Like, they've got pet peeves, y'all. Let's see. The complaints about Tone Issues bug me more than him being kind of a condescending a-hole. Yeah, the tone. Oh, John Truby is a trip to read. Yes. Though, yeah, I yeah. Oh, you did try it. That's cool. Let's see. You should read some craft books. Haven't touched a. I have a bunch of them over there that like I never hear people talk about because I started reading craft books like forever ago, and like once a craft book is a certain age, people are like it must not be relevant anymore. And I've been thinking about doing like an omnibus video, not like spending one video for each book, but like doing an omnibus video of like here's some of the craft books that I read that really helped me.
Mm-hmm.
So, because there are some really good ones that I never hear anybody talk about. Like Worlds of Wonder is always on the top of my list. I love that book. I love that book. I love that book.
And I'm always looking for new craft videos or craft books to read.
And Zen and the Art of Writing. I know it's like forever old because Ray Bradbury wrote it like at the height of his career, but it is such a good book. I still go back to it. I still use the stuff that I learned from it to this day. It's amazing. That's how you got on YouTube. Story arc. Yep, it's Tuesday. Yeah, you didn't sleep that long. It's okay. We all have our things. So you also you also have the completed Lovecraft to read, and I love Lovecraft stories. He's a racist, misogynist piece of crap, but his stories and his writing style I absolutely love. I love it's only about the way that he's like so particularly overwritten that I just admire so much. Like, oh my goodness, something's on fire. Welcome to Missouri, where they're always burning something. There's been a lot of arson around here lately, so yay. Last Crusade. I actually had a thing last night where I thought about writing like a complete gender flip series of Lovecraft stories just for fun, and then got stuck on trying to find a feminine version of Howard because Howard Carter is one of the main characters in a lot of those stories, and then I was just like, there really isn't a like lady version of Howard. And even worse, if it's not Howard, it's Randolph. There really isn't a femme version of Randolph. Randolphina, I guess. No. I don't even know how many weeks are in a year. I think this year had like 5,000 weeks in it. It feels like it had 5,000 weeks in it. Might just be me though. Yeah, I'm hoping to get that one out. I'm looking at like summer, fall, just because I don't know why. I've got it in my head that like that's the best time to put out like witchy, vampire-y kind of. I think it's because I always want to read urban fantasy in summer and fall. So that's probably when those will come out. If I can keep myself on schedule. Wow. Like every time you bring that up, I just like, wow. That just. Hey, Chandra, I hope your world building's doing better. I feel like from your comments the other day that I broke your world building, and I'm sorry. Like, I had a moment of like odd guilt when I was replying to your comments on the world building videos. Let's see.
And Eva, let me know if I moved my mic. Let me know if this is a little bit better.
So much. Let's see. You didn't sound bad to me before, but it does sound a lot clearer now.
Okay, that's good.
Let's see. It sounds like my first book in the series. You published it years ago and it was not right. See, that book went through so many edits and so many revisions, and it was actually inspired by one of my favorite folk songs of all time, and the person who wrote that folk song actually beta read the book. and loved it and gave me like a glowing review for it. And so like it went through a lot. It's one thing like when you go through a life-changing event, like realizing that you were a non-binary trans person, you suddenly start seeing your internalized misogyny in places you hadn't seen it before, especially when that's the thing that kept you in the closet. And so while women, most of the people who like that book were women, I see a lot of my own ingrained misogyny in the story, and I don't like it. Though I admit I'm like the only person that sees it until like I point it out to people who have read it and they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, that's a valid reading of the book, and I really don't like it. Like, you have to change that. Like, yes, I'm going to. But yeah, it was a thing. Regarding Redbubble, they need to add a subscription for for shopping. Is all. You'd shop there a lot more if you know, that's actually a good point. Charge me like an $8 a month. It's, you know, that I've been surprised, and like I get that it's not going to be as generous as Prime because of the things that Jeff Bezos can do to other people to make products a lot cheaper for him to sell them. But I am surprised that a lot of other companies haven't done a Prime type thing to encourage people to shop there more. Because I know that's like the Amazon trap, right? You like sign up for Prime and you're like, well, I might as well order it from Amazon because I have Prime and it's free delivery. You know, like I'm already paying for Prime. Do a rating according to author series. Ooh, actually, I might actually try that because I have Terry Brooks. I love Terry Brooks, by the way. The Shannara books are like really close to my heart. I have Terry Brooks's Sometimes the Magic Works over there, and he actually gives some tips on world building and creating fantasy books. That could be a fun thing to try out, especially since I'm developing a fantasy series right now. I might actually do that. I'll add that to the list of things to do. Actually, like that sounds really interesting because between that and some of the Ray Bradbury stuff I want to try out, it's at least 2 videos, and 2 videos is a series, right?
Yes, I think so.
About John Truby, I apparently really internalized the write like an expert thing. It does not bug me that he writes like he's the end all be all of knowledge. Yeah, I get that. It's just I feel like he really does that a lot more than most of the craft books that I've read. Like I really get a strong vibe of like, I know everything. If you do not do what I tell you, your book will fail.
He does get that way.
I love that book. I love that book, and I'm always amazed when people haven't read it because I forgot who I was talking to the other day, and I was like, "Have you tried this?" And I like gave one of the techniques out of the book, and they were just like, "Where'd you get that from?" I was like, "It's in Ray Bradbury's Zen in the Art of Writing." Like, how is okay? Like I thought it was like up on that pedestal with what is it? The Stephen King book on writing. Like,
oh yeah,
if you're a writer, you've read like this canon of books, right? Like you've read On Writing by Stephen King, and you've read Zen and the Art of Writing by Ray Bradbury. I just assumed like, and maybe because I like Ray Bradbury more than I like Stephen King. I don't know. You think as long as you haven't talked, I don't know what to talk about. You know, I think we've talked a lot, and we really were going to be doing friends. So. Brandy Lovecraft. Wait a minute. That in a really short, like goth lolly outfit. Oh, Spence. Spence, you may have started a thing. This may be my weird fanfic project for when I bring back Fanfic Friday, which, by the way, is coming back next year.
Woo!
I only stopped it because everybody was doing Nano, and it felt weird. Like, hey, you're writing 50,000 words. Why not write an extraneous side project? But
Yeah, I gotta finish my Pride and Prejudice fanfic. Gotta get that all written out.
So that would be either Brandy Lovecraft or Brandy Carter, depending on whether or not I want it to be a full Randolph Carter thing. But I kind of like the maddening adventures of Brandy Lovecraft. Like, that's just trashy, and I loved it. That might have to be a thing. Howard Ed. Rhonda. There's a story on AOS that is called "Why Can't the Past Just Die?" I don't know. Kylo Ren wanted it to. He tried very hard. And yes, it is. I don't know. I take it you saw that. You're reading the screen. You're reading the comments ahead of me. You know everything before I do. Mr. was distracted by my Redbubble soapbox talk. I really want to order a lot of stuff from Redbubble. I need a lot more money. That's like my goal for next year. Is like make more money, buy more stuff, support more writers. I actually found myself, because I've got at least one friend now that is affiliate on Twitch, just sitting there watching ads on Twitch so that I could earn some bits so I could give them to her. Because like, I want to be more supportive than I am. I mean, sorry, you're taking a breather. It's just, and it's good. Saw something shiny. Ooh, I love shiny. So a chunk of things. If anything was directed at me, you apologize. Oh, just like everything. I've just been talking to you constantly for like the last hour. I mean, but it's okay. That is me being sarcastic. I've had a few people like tell me that they can't tell when I'm being sarcastic and joking. So like, I'm just gonna make a sarcastic tag that I can just like pop up and like, it's a joke. You're not one of them, but it's made me wonder, like, has my delivery gotten that bad? Am I that deadpan now that nobody can tell when I'm joking anymore? Because yeah, that's 100% possible. Yeah, don't even get me started. The hubby is going crazy with all that right now. Ooh, assistance of the hive mind. So what do you need? Let's see, a few old textbooks from the 40s, elementary, high school level. Maybe one of those could teach how to write better. I really want to go get it right now. I actually have a learn how to write a book from I think it's like 1937.
Oh wow!
That somebody found and got for me. It's got some interesting recommendations in there, I will say. Fortunately, like, it's not all like just be racist and tell women to keep in their place, which I honestly, part of me was suspecting, because I also have a recipe book, a cocktail recipe book from around the same time that's basically like, here's how to make a yummy cocktail and be racist and tell women to stay in their place. I'm just like, it really doesn't all belong in a recipe book. Like, oh my. 30s were wild and wrong, y'all. Let's see. You're trying to name a podcast. Ooh, podcasts are awesome. I love them. I do too many. It's about your experience with leaving a cult. Ooh, I've never experienced that, unless you count Campus Crusade for Christ a cult, which they are. Right, the thing. Brandy Lovecraft might be a thing. Let's see. All the names you have tried are taken. Yeah, I can see that, because especially with all the true crime, like half the names that came to my head, like immediately, I was like, oh, true crime podcast, true crime podcast, true crime podcast.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Yeah, well,
I'll mull it over.
Yeah, we'll have to mull that one over, because the real world taking the world outside, similar to a tech podcast. The world out, the outside world, a podcast in Oregon, and in Oregon, and God Rested. Ooh, I want to write a horror novel titled "And God Rested." Brandy Delphina Carter. Oh, okay, that's going on the bucket. That's going on the list. Just because I will never forget. I'll never remember how to spell that if I don't write it down. Oh, dude, it'll be Brandy Lovecraft and Dolphina and Dolphiny Carter. Wait, is Daphne the feminine form of Rudolph? I just had a moment. I'm gonna have to check that. I've cultivated. All your ideas are super lame in your head. That's why I make them fight against each other in my journals. So, like, where are you? This one is a very good example of that. I had the. Thanks if I grabbed the wrong. All of my notebooks are black. It's really hard to tell which one's which. Okay. So, like, basic idea. And then I actually did every possible version of it using each and every one of the Save the Cat. Each and every one of the Save the Cat genres. And then I looked through them and basically, like, survival of the fittest, Frankenstein a story together. And that one will be coming out probably winter. But it works. It's good. You should try it. Exit stage death. Okay, cult evaded life. I don't.
That makes me giggle.
I feel like that's more the name of the Brandy Lovecraft story than like I survived a cult story, because like my cult evaded life is like that. I don't know. Yesterday's tomorrow. Rebecca Berta West. Oh, so many fun ideas. The absentee ballot again. No relevant. Yes. You're right. See, how about simply calling it escaping ... Ooh, that's a good one. Because the other thing that you could do is, if you wanted to, because you could either do it that way or you could actually do cult evaded life.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's about your life when you evaded a cult kind of thing. Yeah, there's some pretty journals out there. I just I'm gonna do it. I gotta move my Harley Quinn off the top of them. Oh, I go through a lot of journals, so I buy them in bulk, because this entire box is $45.
Not
10
bad.
journals, 10 journals, $45. I can afford that, especially with the rate that I go through journals. So, Cultivated Life. Escaping is a podcast, and already has a couple others. Yeah, The Day I Left or The Night I Left. Closing a Door. Oh, that's really cool. Hello, it's Mama.
Hello.
I just got lost in chat. You arrived at really a good time, because I'm going to like force myself out of chat and back into writing. Yeah, I love these. They actually do come in multicolors, but if you buy a box set like this, you have to pick all one color. But they do have, I think, red ones, and blue ones, and the black ones, and they're the paperage ones. And
Too bad they don't come in purple.
I really like them. They've got the stay closed strap, which I absolutely love. Like, give me a journal with a stay closed strap on it. They do have the ribbon. Some of the ones that you buy in bulk don't have the like here's my place ribbon, and that's a no-no. They actually have either wide rule or college rule. So,
oh, nice.
And I like that the lines actually go all the way to the edges. So when you're doing stuff, they also make them with the dots. If you're one of the people that likes the dots, they've got a really good quality paper in them that does not bleed through, even
Ooh.
with all of my weird writing all over things. Like I really like these journals, and they get used a lot, and so far have not fallen apart on me. Not saying that that's going to be universally true, but I use them a lot, and I've had journals just like crumble from overuse in my hand because they expect it to be like a Dear Diary situation where you write your way through it and put it on a shelf rather than like constantly opening and closing it to find your notes. So, alrighty, here I am tricking myself into putting my phone back down. You know what, CB, we all are people who have all kinds of things said and thought about us. It's all good. I think I just turned the lights on in the living room. Did I just turn the lights on in the living room? I did. I just turned the lights on in the living room.
Did you see Devin is here?
Oh, is Devin here?
Mm-hmm.
It's not in the StreamYard chat, at least not on my
It's
part.
right underneath where Tamama says just word vomited at a camera and now need to edit
There
it.
it
How
is.
you all doing?
There it is. Hello. How are you doing, Devin? See, I didn't even see that one. All right. Alrighty. That's like how I make videos. You've stolen my secrets. You've stolen my secrets. How am I supposed to like continue my mastery when everybody's stealing my secrets? You just turn on the camera and go blah 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 for like 20 minutes and then cut it down to a 10-minute video. It only takes like 4 hours. Like it's fine. It's fine. I highly recommend it if you. No, I actually do generally write outlines, except for like for tag videos, because I tell myself I'm smart. I can just answer the questions, and then the tangents happen. Just laid down a ton of wash covering heading for. That's cool. Hello, El Grace. How are you doing? Someone mentioned vomit, and I appeared. Oh, there are worse things to mention and have you appear. So I'm not going to say what those are because I did not mark this as not for children. No, I will say I have one friend that there's some very foul things that like every time, if anybody used any of that language, they would like spontaneously appear, and we realized that oh my goodness, like this is like beyond coincidence now. And a friend of mine's sister, we used to jokingly refer to as the devil because every time you said her name, she would show up. Like you could not say her name anywhere. Like she would just randomly show up. Like it didn't matter where you were. You could be at a restaurant, at a cafe, you could be at a store. You said her name, she would just show up. And like the devil, man, the devil, like always listening and trying to like take us down. Alrighty, I'm going to set up for another 25. I'm going to go grab myself a beverage because I finished my tea already, and then get some words in. Alrighty. Woo! Excuse me. Take care of yourselves, and we will be back in 25 minutes. I'm almost to the midpoint of chapter 1 of the story.
Woo.
So, just so you know, that'll be 800 words. Each of these is set up to be 1,600 word chapters, and so this part is one of the longer bits, and I've gotten 474 words so far this stream, which, considering what I haven't really been writing at
Nice.
all, that's amazing. It feels so good. I'm going to have to remember to write down all of the new names of characters that are just like popping in, because of course there are new characters just popping in. So I don't have to go back and look at them later, but yay. So how did you do?
I did pretty well. I ate some dinner because dinner was ready, so I ate that, and then I worked on my outline, and I'm almost finished with chapter 5 when I just started it during this stream, so luckily there wasn't a lot to fix with this chapter, just a few bits here and there that needed to be rearranged, so things are coming along quite nicely for this chapter at least.
Okay, so that sounds cool. I don't know what just happened. It sounded like the dog knocked something over. I looked over to see what it was, and Yoda fell on my head. So I don't know, but fine. If Yoda's gonna fall, I'm gonna wear the hat myself. Yay! Yeah. There we go. It looks really weird on my head. I do not have a hat face. It's very sad. I like hats. I like hats a lot, but no hat looks good on me, especially not one like this. This is not. Oh well, it's Christmas. Why not? I'll just wear it.
It looks fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
Holy crap. Okay, so before I go over, StreamYard tells you how many comments have been left since you last looked at the comments tab, the chat. It says 45.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness,
So,
people are chatty.
Y'all were chatty. So I don't know if I'm going to get through all of it, but let's see. I'm going to scroll back and see if anybody came in. There's a lot going on in here.
CB is going to bed. Night, CB.
Good night, CB. I see that Kat showed up. Hello. Must have been because...
Oh yeah, and the links are back.
Well, so far the devs have only been able to do one, like collectively. If one of your mods posts a link...
Well, Devin has just been posting a whole bunch of links.
Yay! Okay, I hadn't seen that. I just scrolled back like crazy and tried to find my way through. I was really enjoying your stream. It made me want to actually learn how to play Stardew Valley, because I think I'm the only person that's like completely failed out on that game several times, because it's like there's a lot of social interactions in there, and I like feel like I have to get them right, and I do like overthink everything and make everybody hate me, and I'm bad at it. I'm bad at it. So I may take you up on that, but it's fun watching you play. Hey, yeah, because there's a second one. Yay! Yay! This is making me all kinds of happy. Ooh, podcast covers. See, that's where I get hooked, because I have an idea. I look and I see if the domain name's available for it. That's always a mistake. That's always a mistake, because one, everybody's always like, all the good domains are taken. I'm like, yes, by me. I own way too many domain names. But and then I start making like logos and like cover designs, and then like I end up doing the thing. But now that I'm doing seasons for the podcasts, that's more manageable, because I was doing like a bunch of daily immediately shows, and that was not anybody's friend. Welcome back, Nikki. I'm scrolling through trying to figure out where. Not wanting to skip too much, but not like wanting to go through 45 thingies. Yeah, it's Santa. This has been on Yoda's head like the whole time, but nobody could see it because his head gets chopped off with him being all the way up there. But this Santa hat was one of the Christmas decorations that I brought in because this is the hubby Santa hat. Because the hubby is always Santa. Hubby hands out presents. Hubby loves handing out presents. Hubby is always Santa. So I put the Santa hat on Yoda because I thought it was a cute decoration and nobody could see it. And then when he just like jumped at my head for whatever reason, I'm sure I hit the bookshelf. I don't know. I was like, I'll just put it on, and probably not for too long because it's gonna make my head sweat. I can feel my head. I can feel the heat. This is an oddly warm costume hat. Yeah, I need to. I've owned it for a while. I just haven't like played it all that much. Like I played it some, and then like I got. Okay, sorry, it's too hot. I can feel the sweat beads starting to build on my forehead, and not what I'm here for tonight. And I get really like, it brought out my social anxiety because I'm like, I need to remember everybody's birthdays. I need to like remember what they like. I need to like talk to people and blah 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 blah. And I don't even know how much of the game that actually is, but like I'm really bad about it, and it like freaked me out. And, yeah. I would love to get a Mrs. Claus bonnet. I've been looking for one that fits my giant head, but because I think it'd be really funny to like and not tell the hubby about it. So when he pulls out his Santa hat and puts on the Santa hat on the like Mrs. Claus bonnet, but I have not found one that fits my giant freakish head.
Maybe there's one on Etsy that you can get like made to size.
I try to avoid Etsy, man. I lost so much of my money on Etsy. Not like in bad things. Like I got the things that I wanted and they were awesome, but like, oh my goodness, there's so much on there I want. So much.
People are so clever.
Like this is where people get mad at me because I say things like the following sentence: "I wish I were that talented," but I wish I were that talented. Like there's some amazing stuff on Etsy that I see, and I'm just like, I could never. Like I have a sewing machine. I know how to sew. That's beyond anything that I could possibly do. Let's see. Oh, look on Etsy. They have everything, and they do. I'm just upset because Redbubble allows for actual official merch. So like you can look at their partners that they have fandom licenses for, and you can actually make stuff for those fandoms and sell it. And I got so mad because Star Trek's on the list, and like y'all know, like I love Star Trek. And I was like, I'm gonna make a bunch of like Pride Star Trek stuff, and then they're just like, we're not accepting any news merch right now. Like, then what's the point of being on a site like this? Oh wait, I realize it now. You actually set yourself up where you have to approve each and every item, didn't you? And you're like our one unpaid intern down in the basement. Keep it up.
Yeah,
like, that's what's going on, isn't it?
It's probably what it is.
The truth. I just wish like Slime Rancher and some of the other things were on there because I would definitely like. I wish more things did that because there are so many like. God help the world if I could make like licensed Star Wars stuff, like Star Wars. I will write the really, really trashy tie-ins for you. I have ideas. There's a pirate that's introduced in the Aftermath books that totally needs a series of books about them. They took over a Star Destroyer. They took over a Star Destroyer and are zooming around the galaxy pirating from a Star Destroyer. Like, how is this not like a film franchise already? Like, I need that in my life. And why haven't they showed up in The Mandalorian yet? I'm just saying. And the other thing that I just have to add to that is, Okay, so they announced that Mon Mothma is going to be included in the upcoming Rangers of the New Republic series, which, okay, I'm fine with that. If Sinjir is not with her, I am going to raise Unholy Hell. Like, you have not seen me raise Unholy Hell. Like, I'm going to have to create a second channel that's just called Where the F is Sinjir. And it's just going to be me making a video screaming every day, Where the F is Sinjir, in different ways with long rants. Because Sinjir was the first truly queer character that they added to Star Wars. He is amazing. He's a former ISB officer. He was a member. He was a member of the Empire whose job was he was a loyalty officer. His job was to like weed out people that were being disloyal and kill them and get them in trouble and all that. Who jumps ship and joins the Republic like literally on the last day of the war. Like, literally, like, is just like, oh, this is not going well for us. You guys. And he's amazing, and I love him. And his boyfriend is like great, and I love this character. But he ends up getting a job basically being Mon Mothma's body man. So if Mon Mothma needs to get something done, Sinjir's the dude who goes to get it done because he knows all, because she's a shady snake in the books. And he's basically the fang that she strikes out with. If you're including Mon Mothma, Sinjir better freaking be, because he's amazing. And I know people don't read the books, so nobody knows he exists. Please. Please. He's amazing. He's so much fun. You see, I had that problem earlier where I noticed that the stream I was following, it kept like flickering, and I would notice that the chat that I was seeing was obviously reacting to something I was not. And was continually having to refresh because, you know, you could try to crochet one for me. Oh, I feel guilty accepting crochet because Glory and Tom are crocheting a bunch of stuff for me because I expressed interest and they're awesome people. So I will soon have some really nice writer gloves that are on the way, and one of those writer headband thingies that
nice.
I'm so looking forward to. And yeah. But I'm here to accept crochet. I just feel really bad about it. Oh my goodness. Let's see. My daughter just sold her first art bag. That's awesome.
Nice.
And she is dancing around. That is really cool.
It's always exciting when you sell your first item and you're like, yes. Mwah!
Just because I know somebody was looking at my Redbubble store, I'm double checking my emails before I say something. Yeah, I don't think I still have yet to sell anything from my Redbubble store, but that's not like me tossing shade. That wasn't a hint. It's just, I don't expect to. I just thought it would be fun. Because mainly, I want half the stuff there. Like, dude, the journals, I kind of want to buy my own journals. And I kind of want the throw. I love a good throw blanket. And some of the, I may have designed a couple throw blankets just for me that I had to I know I'm bad at it, especially today. Today's been a very bad dysphoria day. Ooh, now I'm gonna have to check this out because I love kitsune art. That's like a big thing. In fact, the main love interest in my book Shine Like Thunder is a kitsune. So I'm just gonna blush. You're awesome. I really want to start making a bunch of stuff, and yeah, I can't find my crochet hooks, and I don't know if they survived the move because I literally have not tried to crochet since before we moved into this house. So they may have gotten left behind. So I may need to buy new crochet hooks. But
Poor crochet hooks.
Yeah, Tom keeps offering to teach me how to crochet, and I'm like, I bought like this pack that had like the rainbow crochet hooks in it, like every size of crochet hook, like in
Oh,
one pack.
nice.
But I bought it like a long time ago, and discovered that I was really bad at crochet, and then I don't know what happened to it after that, and I can't find it. We've looked through like, I found more knitting needles than I knew that I had. Which is awesome because I love to knit, but I can't find. I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't crochet. I can make pouches. That's about the only thing I can make, and even that is like questionable.
Well, see, one of the things that I'm thinking about doing is making some patterns because I like to make felt. Because if you use the right kind of wool with your knit work and you just run it through the washing machine and suddenly it's felted and it's awesome. It's got to make it bigger because it goes really small. And I thought it might be really fun to actually make some felted toys of some of the things that I'm working on. And I actually have from my grandmother a pattern book. I don't think it's back here yet. I was looking to see because if it was, I was going to grab it because they're really cute. Of basically their knit patterns to make various toys and dolls.
Oh, nice.
You knit them, you put them in the washing machine and through the dryer, and then they shrink up, and then you stuff them and seal them up.
Clever.
And, yeah, how to make your own dolls and stuff. It's like, it's a knit pattern of that you got like in the 50s or 60s, but it's like all these patterns for different like dolls and toys and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, that looks like it would be so much fun. And they'd be easy to augment into some of the like fantasy creatures and stuff that I write about, because they're basically, here's how to knit a person and here's how to knit various kinds of outfits. So it's a lot of it's yarn that you pick, for the colors. And I'm just like, I kind of want to do that. But now I just need to buy yarn. It's always a thing, always something. Something what requires the expenditure of money. Which is really going to be problematic because Square Enix sent me an email going, that thing that you've been obsessing about, like, I wish I could play again, but I don't have an account for it. Well, if you buy like a bunch of it now, it's like 50% off. And I'm like, tell me more.
Oh.
I still don't really have the money for it, but it's 50% off. Like, how do you, it's a bargain. Granted, it's still like infinitely more than I'm currently spending because I'm not spending anything on it, but like it's psychologically working on my brain. But it's 50% off. How do you say no to that?
That's how I felt with what's it called? I'm on it right now. Scrivener, that's what it's called. With the NaNoWriMo deal, I'm like, well, I kind of have to now.
At that point, you're practically losing money not buying it, And I actually kind of feel that way because it's like, eventually I'm going to give in. Like, it's wintertime. I love my MMOs in wintertime. And we're listening to a lot more books. And I like to play an MMO while we have an audiobook playing in the background. So, like, eventually I'm going to give in. Like, I'm going to be like, I don't need this, that, or that other streaming service. It's going to go to pay for me to play Final Fantasy 14 instead. But now it's like 50% off, which means like, that's cheaper. But it's going to be a thing. I know it. So I made 5 different types of muffins and 2 types of cookies for Christmas at my mom's. That's awesome. Plus your mom bought cookies and made
What are church windows? I've never had those before.
I want to know if you're talking about the same thing, because when we used to make church windows, they were like it was like a sugar cookie that you like crushed up various like hard candies in, and then when you bake them, the hard candies would melt.
So it would make like a stained glass.
It would look like a stained glass window. And so they were like really yummy, like peppermint cookies. Like grandma used to do that all the time and make like these peppermint cookies where she would melt like those Brock's peppermints and stuff.
Oh, nice.
and they were so good and so yummy. And I know she added something. See, this is the lost recipes that she never taught anybody how to make, because the recipe just says to crush up the candy and put it in there. Whatever she did, it actually became chewy. It didn't like turn back
Oh.
like brittle, and it was wonderful. So I know she had to add something. Like there's a secret ingredient that she would add to make it chewy and not like brittle in the middle of a thing. So, but the secret went with her. Oh,
Oh
no.
no.
So you added a book link is not working and sent them a message, and instead of linking the book to your existing author account, they just created a second one and tied.
Ay, ay, ay. That's a mess.
Take a note here, people. This is like not. I wish this was more uncommon than it is. Amazon messes up. Always, but like, I'll never forget the messages I started getting on book release day from Abigail that just started with, "Well, you told me. Well, you warned me."
Oh.
And like, I was just like, "What the hell is going on? What?" Because she started texting me before I got up, and then I like messaged her back, and she's like, Amazon. Oh yeah, they will do a thing. Yeah, right. Jolly Rancher and sugar cookies. Yes.
Ooh.
Apparently, we are eating sandwiches. Ham sandwiches. Yeah, we decided we're doing sushi for Christmas.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Because it's just the two of us, and we were like talking, and we're like, do you want to do a ham? Do you want to do a turkey? Do you want to do steaks? And I was like, I don't know, just do whatever you want. The hubby got that mischievous look on his face that I really want him to be on camera more so you all can see that mischievous look. It is so like cartoonish. Like he can't hide when he's up to something because he really gets like a super cartoonish mischievous look on his face. I'm like, what is it? What do you think about the idea of me making sushi for Christmas? I was like, yes. Yes.
That's an excellent idea.
All the yes, because we already get sashimi grade salmon for the restaurant, and we get sashimi grade tuna for the restaurant. So we already have that. And he's really good at making sushi, and he knows how to do all the cuts and everything. And yeah.
Nice.
Definitely a thing. Very happy. But it's going to be a weird Christmas because we've never done a sushi Christmas. So. Yeah. No, it never happens at the same time. Never, ever. Now, I don't even think they let you do, because I know they don't do pre-orders anymore for paperbacks. So you can't even have the paperback pre-order up. And if you're not careful and you don't read it properly, they will just go ahead and publish your paperback when you put your ebook pre-order up.
Oh wow.
So yeah, you got to be all kinds of careful because they're sneaky snakes. And yeah.
Ooh. That sounds delicious.
That sounds really good. Yeah. I have to say that we thought about doing ribs. That was brought up. And steaks, because I also kind of told him, I was like, if anything's going to go bad, you could always just bring the meat home. And he's just like, sweetie, we're only going to be closed for one day. Like, we're open against Saturday, so we don't have to worry about food spoiling over the long weekend. I was like, but if any of it would go perks. Alrighty, I'm gonna do another 25. Speaking of the devil, he should be home in the not too distant future. And I'm probably going to call it not long after he gets home for dinner and book time, because I need to know what Geralt's up to next. Because while I don't know when it happens, I know one of these stories is an adventure involving a mermaid,
Ooh.
and I kind of need to read that. I don't know which story it is in the series, so I just know somewhere in this book there's a mermaid. I have been told this, so I'm very excited. Alrighty, so 25 minutes on the clock, and I will see you then. Beepity beep, beepity beep, beepity beep, beepity beep. Alrighty. So I got some more writing done. My brain decided to like flicker into the off position a little bit towards the end there. So I don't think I'm writing anymore tonight. I don't know. Uh, how did you do?
Well, I got all the way up to chapter 6, so I finished chapter 5, and now I'm starting chapter 6. I got to figure out, there's some things I have to figure out for this scene, because it wasn't working the way it was before, so I'm going to have to work it out and make it work somehow, so we'll see.
Having a structure to figure out if you want your chapters to be more episodic, do you want them to flow one into another, kind of not necessarily like writing a formula for them, but having that down can really help you from project to project, because like the Harry Potter books, the chapters are very episodic, and that this is the chapter where this thing happens. Like they all connect and they kind of flow into each other, but they're very much like, this is the thing that happens so much, we're going to name the chapter after it. And in other books, they're just kind of more divisions in time and flowy.
Which I think is the divisions in time is more, I kind of have it set up so that they go through like 1 week, and then the chapter ends, and then they go through another week, and then the chapter ends. Sometimes there's multiple weeks in there, but for the most part, it's about 1 week going through one set of time and then starting over.
That can be very helpful, especially if you know, like if they have even the semblance of wishing they had a routine, it makes a good marker in time to help guide people through. I know that's something that I've struggled with a lot, is getting my chapters under control. I wish I had like a magic wand solution to be like, oh, here's the thing that fixes it, but because it varies so much from project to project, and I know that from my own stuff. Like, just yeah. Da-da-da. Yep, I was doing that too, because yes, Sage is currently streaming, and I'm probably going to call this one short because one, I want to go over and chat with the glorious Moon Bun, and Grunkle Sage is on live right now, and so I'm probably going to go through the chat and then ask you all wonderful people to head over yonder, and I will throw the link in again at the end in case anybody doesn't want to scroll back up, or if like YouTube does for me, sometimes they like limit how far back you can scroll up, and be annoying like that. Carrie said I had to drag myself away. Apparently, yes, yeah. I am desperately trying not to buy some things over at Hot Topic that they have so wonderfully sent me an email saying, hey, did you know these are on sale? And I went, I didn't even know 2 of those things existed. And they're on sale. It'd be like losing money if I didn't spend it, right? No. Self-control. Gimme a man after midnight. Oh, yeah. But see, I actually have the one from Mamma Mia stuck in my head because, I'm that kind of a basic bitch. So take that for what it's worth. Oh, ABBA. ABBA is life. And if you want an alternative to ABBA, I will point out that my beloved Ghost have actually done covers of several ABBA songs, because of course they have. They're Swedish. So if you'd like to hear a more rock version of ABBA, those exist, and they're gloriously hilarious, because I've had to point out to the hubby on one occasion when Prequel came out, I was like, that's an ABBA song, right? He's like, that's a what? And then I played the ABBA song, and he was like, yeah, it got ghostified. They also did a cover of It's a Sin by the Pet Shop Boys, because of course they did. I love that band so much. Anyway, perfectly happy listening to Without You by Ursula Wolfine, and I don't know that song. Is that a song or is that an audiobook? That's a song. I do not know that song. I'll have to check that out. Yes, Sage is live. We're going to be heading over there in a minute. At least I am. Hello. Yes, I was just over there because I saw that Grunkle Sage was there, and I was like, I'm going to run over there real quick because my brain's shutting down. Ooh, Chandra got 142 words. That's awesome. Oh, wait,
Nice.
I can actually do word count because I have done nothing but write on one project this stream. So I can actually say that I got 676 words.
Wow.
Which is much better than I would have gotten if I hadn't done it. Because I wouldn't have done any, but that's my total, so I'm happy. On a lot. So, yeah. I showed the hubby one of my raw videos that I was editing the other day, and just like, can you tell me, am I having a stroke? What's going on? Because like in the middle of a sentence, it's just, and didn't you know that this is a thing that why did I do that? Do I do that on the stream? I'm sure somebody would point it out if I did it on the stream. Like people would be like calling for doctors. Like, Charlie, are you okay? Why am I doing it while I'm recording the videos? What's the difference between recording a video and being on a stream? It confuses me so much. Oh yeah, like that's one of the things that has made it where most people don't realize when that happens in the videos, because I'm literally frozen in the same place and then come back. Yeah. I don't know what that is. It freaks me out. I've been having like weird paranormal activity moments because like the one video I was editing the other day for like 2 minutes. I just sat there like she does at the foot of the bed, just kind of lightly swaying back and forth. I don't. Videos are weird. Let's see. There was a slithering chill of evil in his words. Ooh, I love that phrase. A slithering chill of evil in his words.
Mm-hmm.
As he straightened her shoulders, nothing she said would change what he would do to her. She had foreseen his cruelty since the night she should have died. Oh, alrighty. Oh man, the night she tried to die to save her sister, and the moon had granted her sister a boon. Take a chance. Alrighty. So yeah, I love your stuff. All right, so if you want to join me over on Sage's stream, I'm not actually going to be on the stream, but I'm going to head over there and at least be in the chat because my brain has completely shut down. Like, you saw the trouble I was having reading. Like, my brain has decided, nope, you're done. So I'm going to call this stream now. There's the link to Sage's. So hopefully I will see quite a few of you over there. Ooh, Servant of the Sun. You have some of the best titles. All right. I hope you had a fun time here. Thank you for the pop-up. I will be doing my regular stream tomorrow, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and we will be doing a stream on starting at about 5 o'clock on Friday on Christmas. That's going to be the hubby and I just kind of hanging out. It's just going to be kind of a chat and chill kind of a thing. I don't know how long it's going to go for, but we're just going to hang out with anybody who wants to hang out because it's going to be a very weird and kind of lonely Christmas this year for a lot of us. So We're gonna hang out. We might. He kind of wants to have us stream a game of Civ 6, which we may or may not do. We will see. I don't know, because I don't know if I'm the kind of person that should stream a game, because I get either really focused or just completely out of it. So we shall see. But thank you so much for being here. Megan, did you have anything you wanted to say to the nice peoples before we headed out?
No, I think I'm good. Everybody knows me. I don't need to.
Link down in the description box below.
Yes.
Alrighty. I'm going to end this way and everything, because the world is a nightmare hellscape that I seriously can't believe that I'm living through right now, because this is the worst written novel I've seen in a very long time, and I just want to, like, I don't know. Anywho, remember, Black Lives Matter, Black trans lives matter, trans identities are magic.
Yes.
And when somebody tells you what their pronouns are, they're not preferred, it's who they are. Stop misgendering people. It's not nice. Anywho, until next time, may you have the courage to ride your dreams into reality. And don't forget to have the fun. Bye.
Bye.